Yeah, well, welcome to this week's edition of Bolton In. And I'll tell you what, I love catching up with this band. I'll tell you, you've been in great nick at the moment. To the last couple of weeks, Stevie, you've been on fire, that is for sure. And I say a very good afternoon to Stevie Baxter. How are you, mate?
I'm well, Matty. I'm well. Although I'm kicking myself that I didn't tip Gaze in the Sydney Cup last week because if anyone can get one to lead and win a Sydney Cup, it's Gay Waterhouse. She's a star.
And look, it was a wonderful day's racing. Full credit to all involved, to be honest, to even get through that meeting, Stevie. You know, the amount of rain that they've had leading into that meeting was just quite phenomenal. They had the helicopters out there, obviously doing everything they possibly could. They got through the day. How did you see the track racing? You couldn't make a lot of ground, could you, mate?
No, it was interesting. I think, most of the winners up on the speed. So it'll be interesting to see how the form comes out of that meeting. But like you said, massive effort just to run the races. So I think everybody will be happy with the way the day went.
Yeah, absolutely. And listen, we have to talk about Nash Rawilla's ride on Think It Over. It was bold, it was brave. It kind of brought back memories of Shane Dye, mate, back in the heyday where they've taken the risk. This time it's come off. You're on a hiding to nothing at times, aren't you, Steve? Because if it hadn't come off, he would have been probably potted left, right, and centre. But full credit to him for taking it on, doing something different, and reaping the rewards.
Yeah, I don't think he would have copped too much punishment if he got beat, but it's no bad thing to get beat by Zaki. But yeah, look, very brave move, and it did pay off.
How brave was Zaki too, Steve? You know, I don't want to take anything away from Think It Over, but gee whiz, it was an enormous run, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's super. I mean, he's left out there a long way from home and was still fighting on the line. So Zaki's a star.
Yeah, absolutely out and out star. Now, listen, I want to ask you, that was a sensational ride by Nash Rawiller. I want you to give me your three best rides of all time over the journey, mate. What are you going to? What's your go-to three best?
Look, I've had a good think about it, and I don't really have three rides as such. Whereas I was thinking about over the last 20 or so years, what sticks in my mind for great rides, and I came up with Glenn Boss with Makybe Diva in the Melbourne Cup. Each time he won the cup on her, each ride was an amazing ride. Then you had Brett Scott, rode Karazi.
They had a great partnership, didn't they? They just had a great. Sorry, Steve. Just go back to Bossy and Makybe Diva. They just had an uncanny relationship, didn't they? The horse and the jockey. They just seemed to know each other so well.
Yeah, I think what it comes down to, and that was just thinking about this today, I think it comes down to in the jockey having the utmost confidence in the horse and knowing the horse, and they're the ones that are sticking in my mind all the way through, because the jockey's just been so patient and just ridden them like they're going to win. Like, it was just a matter of going through the motions.
Yeah. And I suppose how much credence do you put into that too, Steve? Because quite often, like in a post-race interview, I'll ask a jockey, is this the first time you've sat on the horse? To know the horse's idiosyncrasies and their mannerisms and that, it's pretty important, isn't it?
It's very important, especially in them big races where, the 1%ers count. So I think that's what shines through when you look back through the years and see where these jockeys performed best on the horses. And like I was saying, the others, Brett Scott rode Karazi over there in Nakayama Jump race, and it's a figure eight. And every time I watched it, he was on the fence. He just kept switching back to the fence like it was one of the best rides ever. And then
isn't Scotty? He's an absolute champion fella too, Brett Scott, mate. I know I reckon you'd catch up with him a little bit down there in Mornington, mate. But he's a beauty, Scotty, and I'm looking forward to catching up. He'll get down for the 3 days of the May Racing Carnival. He's like a messiah down there, mate. They absolutely love him. They roll out the red carpet. He's a superstar.
So they should. So they should. He is a superstar, Scotty. Then also
the last one, mate. What's your third best?
Hugh Bowman on Winx, same thing. Just some of the rides on her, especially some of the first up rides. Just very patient and full faith in the horse. And I remember looking at a couple of them, and in the jockeys room in Caulfield or places like that, would be watching and going, "Oh, what's he doing? What's he doing?" And he'd get the money every time.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Some sensational rides over the journey. And as I touched on there, Shane Dyer, probably the one that kind of Vienna Cross, wasn't it? Where went down by an absolute pimple. And I think that's, when you hear Shane Dyer talk, he always brings it up. And I think everyone always brings it up to him, like he's such a champion jockey, but they always remember that ride, don't they?
Yeah, it'll go down in folklore, doesn't it, that one? If he had won, he would have been a genius, but he got beat.
I'm going to ask you, what's your best ride ever in a race? It maybe can be a feature, can be whatever. You just tell me the time where you think that was a good ride. It was one of the best.
Oh, I don't know if I rode too many that well.
Come on, mate. You're retired now. You meant to pump your tyres up.
No, I rode one in the Caulfield Cup, and she just got beat. A little horse called Lay Beal, and we had a great run throughout the race. And Sky Heights beat us on the line by a lip, and she was a star. She tried so hard, and we had a great run, and there's no complaints. And we came back in, and I got a loud cheer for running second in the Caulfield Cup. Still hurts that I didn't.
Oh, mate, I absolutely love it. I love it. I was going to ask you. I'm not going to ask you, mate. But I was going to ask you what was your worst one. You think, but I'm not going to go there, okay? Because there'll be probably some punters and some owners maybe watching, and they'll be still giving it to you. They'll be still giving you some stick.
I copped a spray off somebody yesterday about one that I rode 20 years ago. So it's they don't forget.
Long memories, the old punters, that is for sure. Hey, listen, Palmerbet, and we must thank the guys at Palmerbet. Download the app, get involved. Gamble responsibly, of course, that's the key. But they got a fantastic, easy to navigate, online betting platform, that is for sure. So make sure you check it out. I want to have a look at a little bit of a futures focus. And Marzu, an interesting horse from the Snowden team, Stevie, firmed into $11 now for the Everest, won its last four. In very, very good form since it's been gelded. Sometimes the gelding can obviously do the trick, and really dominated, in its last four victories. How do you see from an Everest standing? And I know the Everest is a tricky little race, but a little bit of futures focus, Stevie.
Yeah, look, he could be a star. Obviously, 2 stone lighter makes him concentrate on the job a bit more. But you can't fault his form. Just keep stepping up. So he's definitely one on the rise, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's certainly kind of elite level at the moment, and kind of pants a couple of his rivals, and even being some comparisons to kind of Red Zell, which isn't bad company to be kind of mentioned in as well, mate.
No, well, I mean, look at his look what that race did to his bank account. So I'm sure the Snowdens are heading that way again.
Hey, listen, I want to ask you. This is the Fair Dinkum Stakes, mate. Okay, and this is where I ask you a serious question, Stevie. Very elegant. The word is still going to push on for an overseas tilt at the Arc. What's your thoughts, mate? Do you reckon they should push on? I must admit, she is an absolute superstar. I love her immensely, and I just think the race and the pattern and all that kind of stuff just didn't suit on the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, look, you can't. I wouldn't question Chris Waller's judgment at all. He knows what he's doing, and if he thinks she's still at the top of the game, I'm sure he'll take her. If he doesn't, he won't. It's probably as simple as that. So we'll all be guided by what Chris decides.
And what do you think? You think she's turned into a bit more of a dour stay, looking for that 1.5 miles now and further? Do you think they've maybe trained her a little bit differently, or just getting on in age and that, Stevie?
I don't think there's too many of us that get quicker as we get older. So, she's probably peaked in her form, but she's a superstar. She's a superstar, so there's no reason why she can't go and still beat them.
Oh, I'd love to see her have a crack. I reckon she deserves a tilt, and I reckon Chris Waller and they're going to do the best thing by the horse. There's no doubt all about that. But I reckon the timing's right, And wouldn't it be great to see another Aussie horse go over there and take on the best in the world? Hey, let's have a look at the feature race focus, of course, this weekend. Cracking days racing, but a couple that we want to have a look at, Stevie. Keen to get your thoughts, keen to get a couple of tips. Champagne Stakes, of course, which is race number 4 at Randwick this weekend. Fireburn is $1.50 favourite. Has not done a thing wrong and deserves to be $1.50. She's Extreme at $3.90. Williamsburg at $8. Let's Roll the Dice. The Vic Visitor at $12. Count the Headlights from the Mar Eustace Stable at $26. A Wealthy Investor at $201. $1.50, Stevie. Are you taking the shorts, mate, or is it just way too short for your little bank account?
Oh, I think she's a sit and steer. She'll just win, but it would be nice. It would be nice to see Tommy Berry go past and start doing this one to Brenton to get a bit back on him. But I think Fireburn's a little star on the ride. she'll sort them out, I think.
Yeah, I think his last couple of runs have been absolutely magnificent. She's just blown them away, to be honest, and deserves to be $1.50 favourite. And what a story! What a story this sort of for Fireburn and the Connections. They would be absolutely cock a hoop. Let's move along to the all-age stakes. Of course, it is race number 8 at Randwick. A lot more open affair. This one, Forbidden Love at $5. In the Congo, $5. Miunga at $5.50. Cascadian at $13. Ellsberg at $16. And Nimali at $16. Which way are you leaning towards here, Stevie? It's a lot more open affair. You're looking for a little bit of value, or are you going to stick around the top of the betting?
Oh, I like two of them, so I'd be thinking Forbidden Love would be very hard to beat. Drawn a bit of a sticky barrier, but I'm sure Huey's got that under control. I have total faith in Huey. And then a bit of a Ruffy. I think she's about $17 in the market. Sierra Sue, great value.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. And I reckon the 1400 is cherry ripe for Sierra Sue. I think stepped out of the 1600, has tried to get out to the 1600 a couple of times and kind of failed. And the great man, Group 1 Johnny, in the saddle, of course, he is riding sensationally well. Heavy track conditions, I don't think, are going to be a concern as well. So, got to be a great chance. So, I reckon Mahunga's got really nice form lines, goes well second up as well. And the soft track's not going to be any concern. There has been a little bit of support there as well, Stevie. Outside of that, Tafai even, he was good first couple of runs, failed last start down in Vic. We kind of love our Victorian horses when they get up to Sydney. What about Mr. Mozart down the bottom, Willie Pike? He won very, very well last start at Newcastle. So, something a little bit of ease. Just probably the barrier 17 is why you get the price you're getting.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to get into the field. He's still third emergency. So, if he gets in, he might be able to follow Huey across on Forbidden Love, but has to get in the field first.
Yeah, righto, mate. I love your work. Now, listen, give us a best bet. What do you got? It can be anywhere. Now, Stevie, I'm not too sure when this is going to go up online, but I've got a little horse share in a horse called In the Boat, which is running in a little $500,000 race at Sale on Friday. And I'll tell you what, I like his chances are nice little each way play. Lindsay Smith Crane, he's in good form. It has come up a very, very strong race because the prize money is very big for a Good Friday meeting at Sale. And might I say, it's the first time that they've raced on Good Friday in Victoria too, and hence why they got this country series final on. So that's the way I'm kind of going for our little punters. It's I'm either going to look like a hero or I'm going to look like an absolute dill. Depends when this goes to air, mate.
Yeah, good luck, Matty. That'll be great to win for you up there. I do feel for all the boys and girls that have to ride on Good Friday, though. I think it was probably one day that we could have left off the racing calendar. But best of luck to you, mate. Best of luck.
Beautiful, mate. Now, listen, I'm not letting you off the hook that easy. Give us your best bet, mate. Give us something around the country or specifically at Sydney, your best bet for the weekend.
Well, I had a look and I couldn't find anything anywhere other than get on Fireburn. Once you've got your money back from Fireburn, have it each way on Sierra Sue.
Yeah, right. I'll tell you, I'm going to go. I'm going a little bit of value, mate. So I'm going to go race number 6. The Hallmark Stakes over 1,200 metres. The horse that I've kind of followed. It's got the booking of James McDonald, the John O'Shea stable in really good form. It's a horse called Quantico. It has been scratched a little bit recently. I just like the horse. It won down the Flemington Spring Racing Carnival, and that's just a horse that I've followed, and I'm going to go that way at a nice little price to knock off the other hot pot there. A Big Parade in race number 6 at a little bit of nice each way value at $10 and $2.50, Stevie. So that'll do me. And hopefully In the Boat's got the job done, and we've got a little bank for Saturday, and we can punt up a storm, big fella.
Yeah, fingers crossed, Matty. I hope it all works out for you, and hope you get the money there and then continue on the weekend.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Look, it's going to be a fantastic day's racing, that is for sure. As we said, Palmerbet, download the app, get involved. It is really, really simple, easy to navigate, and plenty of things to do and see on there too. It is absolutely sensational. But as we always say, Stevie, gamble responsibly, gamble within your means, and mate.
That's right, Matty, and hopefully we have a better internet connection next week because we've been dropping out a couple of times. But fingers crossed to the punters, and like you said, bet within your means, and hopefully everybody wins a fortune on the weekend.